A Quiet Place is a horror movie by John Krasinski in which strange alien creatures end up invading our planet, only to end up laying waste to everything. The only reason that the humans survived is because they learned the creature's weakness, or rather the reason the creatures targeted the humans in the first place. It's because of what they can hear. The creatures are surprisingly adept at hearing, even more than some dogs. They will attack and kill anything that's not them that makes noise. Foreign to them, in fact, and being on a planet that is not their own, everything was up for grabs. We did a video recently posing the scenario, what if Godzilla was a Quiet Place situation? And in that video, we suppose that Godzilla and all the other kaiju are in fact evil. And they take the place of these Quiet Place monsters, annihilating and laying waste to anything that they deem as a threat, anything that makes noise. Every fart, every belch, every loud breath, they also have acute hearing, even as big as they are, except that it's more of a totality when they attack. But what if Godzilla remains the good guy, and these things, these fallen angel, Quiet Place monsters invade Earth in droves? Would Godzilla be able to save mankind? Would he even care? The answer is likely probably not. Godzilla's attention is usually grabbed when a larger creature, or something as big as him, or something that poses a direct threat to him, enters the scene. These fallen angels or strange aliens in a Quiet Place are not big enough to pose a threat to Godzilla. You may ask, but what about Godzilla saving mankind? We've done videos on whether or not Godzilla actually is our friend and whether or not he actually cares about us. Of course, the king of the monsters sees us probably as part of the ecosystem. You can make the argument that the aliens are an invasive species, so shouldn't he care about that? Wouldn't that tickle his fancy and the tip of his tail? Godzilla would not care, because the aliens are not big enough to grab his attention. Okay, here's an analogy. A beetle in your house is a lot less threatening than a wolf. While the aliens would trigger the military to attack, Godzilla wouldn't care about this, because as far as he's concerned, if the humans are fighting or the military is swarming something, they're fighting with themselves. That's none of his concern. We're too small to be a big deal to him. He doesn't care about us like that. Godzilla isn't the lovey-dovey type as much as we want him to be. At the end of the day, he's an animal, or a god to us, because of how big he is and how much he doesn't really give a damn about what happens to us. Unfortunately, he's not Odin dressed in some reptilian suit. We are like worker bees or grasshoppers in his backyard. The only reason it seemed as though he was fighting for us is because something as big as he was entered his backyard and threatened it, or threatened the local ecology of his little pond. Simply put, something was on his territory, so he had to take care of it. Because we humans happen to be on the territory as well, it seems as though he's fighting for us because we are on the lawn, or a part of it. The aliens would just be another lawn creature or somebody's next door neighbor dog or a coyote. The spiders to our bees or whatnot. Sadly and most likely, we would be on our own. If the aliens from A Quiet Place are only scouts and there's something much bigger coming behind them, and then that thing invades Earth, then Godzilla's interest may be piqued. We did a video about the Quiet Place monsters possibly being the pets for something much more dangerous. The cats or dogs that you send in to kill off the mice and rats before you enter a home. It's a frightening prospect. What if Godzilla was above ground when he saw the meteors hitting? Because from the movie A Quiet Place, these things came in on meteors. That's how they got here. It's not like they're driving spaceships consciously. And we did this supposition as to what would happen if he was on the planet, but not on land at the time it happened. So what if he was on land? What if he saw this as it was happening? What if he was there when the meteor was descending, like somebody dropping a deuce in the toilet bowl, and he was a party to all of this? Well, most likely he wouldn't care either. I mean, to get rid of them, he would have to kill a whole bunch of us, so it's actually worse for us if he notices those aliens. He would probably be curious as to what the hell is going on and what these things were. He would just think we crazy humans were at it again. And the reason for this conclusive thought is that we wage wars against each other all the time. I mean, we contract diseases, and we ourselves are the culprit for attacking and killing many animals and ecosystems. Godzilla doesn't care. If we nuked our entire planet, he would be freaking in heaven. That would be happy hour for him. He's not invested in us at all, unless they decide to turn a corner and write the Godzilla series as fantastical thing like Pokemon, then no. At the moment, no, he's not. If he falls down and then happens to look at one of us, just like he did in 2014, it's no different than us lying down completely out of it, looking at a butterfly or bee hovering over us and like, oh my god, look at that. I can see stars in my eyes. He doesn't feel intense love or loyalty to the equivalent of what is an insect to him, whose lifespan is only a fraction of the lifespan of the blink of his eyes. This isn't Hanna-Barbera. So, what if the creatures started attacking Godzilla? Because I think the elephant in the room, or the kaiju in the basement, or whatever, is that he's going to make a lot of noise. When he walks, he's going to be stomping, and he's going to draw a lot of attention. He's going to be the loudest thing around. Well, because Godzilla is so big and loud, if he was on land at the time, the creatures would swarm him. I guess that would be good for us in a sense. He would give us inadvertently a little bit of time to get away, but he would use his atomic breath and try spewing at them. Honestly, it probably wouldn't do anything. I know people are gonna get mad, and I know that some people are gonna say, you know, you always say that Godzilla can't do crap. Well, listen, it is what it is, okay? Godzilla isn't freaking unlimited and undefeatable. Whatever. He is susceptible to weaknesses and injuries as well. These things have a weakness. But if you guys remember the movie, they tried nuking these things as well. They tried bombing them. They tried everything. Nothing worked. Their armor is an iron seal tight thing that nothing can penetrate unless they open up their freaking heads or you cause them to open up their heads. Nations were decimated by these quiet place monsters because they tried warheads and every manner of weapon on them and they still survived. We probably end up killing off more of our people than we killed them. And we probably didn't kill them because, as they said in the newspapers, nothing works on these things except for sound. So Godzilla's atomic breath would probably do nothing. Their armor is way more durable and tightly sealed in terms of physical and elemental attacks. They would start attacking Godzilla, and as soon as they got up to his gills, Godzilla would say, shh, F this shit, I'm out, and head back to the water to try and get them off. He would find out quickly that the things can swim and hold their breath for a ridiculously long time as well. These creatures who survive in extreme conditions would probably also be able to handle the tonnage of water pressure and continue chasing him into the dark depths, and that would be a nightmare for Godzilla. He would probably lose them eventually because he can swim a whole lot faster. Godzilla wouldn't want anything to do with these things though. He would probably just stay off land for a long time unless a much larger creature gives him a reason to return. So when it comes to us and saving us, Godzilla is pretty basically like, you're on your own. He wouldn't even say that. He wouldn't even see us. He wouldn't even care. I know it's anticlimactic, but what are you gonna do? The simple answer is, as I just said, he wouldn't give two shits about us. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Godzilla actually cares about us a lot, more than we think that he does. And he would not be cool with the Quiet Place monsters taking liberties with us humans. But then what the hell would he be able to do about it without killing us? To him, those creatures are basically our size, and if he's going to unleash a vomit of steam and of atomic breath, we would probably get caught in the crossfire, indubitably. He can try stepping on them as much as he can, but if they start going through his gills and tearing through it, he's not... He's not going to be able to handle that. There's certain things Godzilla can handle, and he's going to be like, okay, this is way more trouble than it's worth. Remember the 2014 scene in the movie, the Godzilla movie, when they started firing those bombs at his gills? Yeah, it didn't kill him, but he was suffocating. He was like, I'm out. Forget this. He let go of the bridge, and he's just like, I'll just go another way. So if something's more trouble than it's worth, essentially, he's too old for that. But what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments, and thanks so much for watching. This has been Altiori. You ask, we answer.